For now. Good
Uh,
night, everyone. How is
you know, if you speak proper,
yes,
you're trying to speak proper.
yes. The last time you had me speaking horrible. Yeah, my backyard. Wait.
Um, Miss Diane is
How's your
supposed to, Miss Diane is supposed to, it's a new phone that,
oh man.
okay. Good evening, everybody. This is Leo Gilling, and we have Michelle Fanger on the line with us. Also, we have Diana Davis Smith coming on board. It's a Tuesday night. It's the 19th of July, way past the middle of July, way past the middle of the year and everything. I mean, which part is a year ago? What is 22 or 23? We can't even, we don't even know which year me now.
2020.
22. Okay, 22. Yeah. My gosh, the year just a fly away. Like, you know, oh my gosh. Well, it's good to be here though. Just heard from my son, my friend, not son, my friend who his son got into an accident about a month ago, the 13th of June, by the way. And a month later, this past Sunday, he came out of the coma. He had reconstructive surgery in his face.
Oh, he was in a coma?
That's the person I was talking to a while ago. But he came out and he said he's no longer in a coma. He's in another state called something halfway conscious or something like that. Uh, he said that his eyes opened, he's moving his hands, but he's not yet fully aware. He looked in
Okay.
his eyes were staring, they were looking at him. He doesn't think that he
Okay,
recognized.
so then go start like therapy and that stuff.
Mhm.
Get him back
It
on
was a
track.
bad accident. And
Oh,
then
so there.
we hear what's the news today? You say we got some issues at Jamaica there.
Yeah, man, the news from Jamaica very heavy, very heavy. First, they find out that they found four bodies. They found some part, I think, in Kingston. I want to say Tivoli, but if I'm wrong, correct me. But they found the four bodies, dismembered bodies, you know, of boys that were missing. Like you see a video with the family wailing, like crying, seeing. I guess I could identify some parts of the body, which is so sad. Then you have this girl that's missing, a social media personality that's been missing for a few days. So they're trying to put pressure on the police because police officers are involved in the situation. Her boyfriend is a police officer, and the mother of the boyfriend's child is a police officer. So they're putting pressure on the police force to do something, take action, because people assume they were not taking action because the guy is part of the force. But they made a statement. They said they're doing their due diligence. They just don't want to put out too much information, but they want to secure the case. Then you heard an officer got shot and killed today. I'm not sure if he was on duty. In Montego Bay, you had a wild, wild west in Samshar Square where two firearm holders were having a shootout. I guess it was road rage. Then another part of the island, you heard about two individuals being shot. And in Kingston again, you heard about a nurse walking and these guys on motorcycles tried to rob her. Then a licensed firearm older challenged one, killed one. They're kind of heavy with all the news, all these things happening in one day, which I guess you only know part of it because more is going on. But it really kind of heavy for Jamaica. And I don't know. But I still have hope for Jamaica, but I don't know. It's rough.
So you see, on the four men, they 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 were dismembered.
Yeah. And they were missing men. You kind of sad when you see somebody missing and you kind of, think they're coming home.
And then this young lady who is a police officer don't
A
want
statement.
she don't want to give a statement. Why?
I guess she don't want to incriminate herself. But talk what you know what I mean? If you're not involved, state your position. I'm not involved, or get your attorney.
It's not that easy. It's not. You can't just say that because it's not that easy at all.
No, but we get our attorney.
Mm-mm. That's not just attorney. Her life is at stake too.
Yeah, we're life done because they already said she involved. So better she go clear herself. I'm not expert, Dr. Diana, but if you plug it out, will it work? But while we're talking, some comments. VM said, good night, Michelle and Leo. Do hope Dr. Diana is well. She's well. She's just having technical difficulties. Garban said, good night. Miss say, that show you impossible. How everybody doing? Everyone doing? We're doing well. Arlene said, Jamaica busy today. Arlene said, good night, everyone. For some reason, it says sign in to the chat. I hate this iPhone. Continue. I
Good night,
don't
good
need to
night. I'm not
sign
sure
in.
if anybody's hearing or
We're
seeing.
hearing you. We're hearing you.
Oh, yippee. Back in business.
Leo, in a that bad, in a that bad.
It bad when you hear 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 people dead in a one day in a Jamaica. That's really bad. Very
Who
bad.
dead?
Eh?
Who dead?
You know, hear about the 4 body then find them. I think at Tivoli are one of them.
Why? No, we never hear. Oh no. But I just yesterday morning they find some people down at St. Mary, down at Bamboo. At St. Mary Bamboo there.
Dead hands. Yeah, the 3 people dead in the house. I forgot that one too. Chopped up.
Chopped up again.
Yeah, 3 people. Like one young kid. I think he was 13.
Me now come to Jamaica.
But then I invite you.
Oh my God.
But then I invite you, Master. It is hard. It is difficult. It's not easy. We can just put it that way. It's really not easy.
Wow.
So, Leo, you owe some money, I gathered, because Michelle and I had our bets that Shelley would win the race and that the others would come second and third, and you bet contrary to that. So my friend called me and she said, Leo, owe you some money. So tell me the West.
Let me look at my bet right here. I have it right here. It says that you both had Elaine as first.
No. Let's be clear.
I had the Quinella. I had the Quinella. Huh? It says right here in front of me. It says it's you want to hear what it said?
I know what it says. It says that Diana and Michelle said that Shelley would win, and Diana and Michelle said Sharika would come second, and Diana and Michelle said Elaine would come third.
Chat too, no, because I don't know chatting with no.
To be
fair, who want me money? Who want me money?
We never bet money. We never bet
money.
We never bet money.
Who want me white foul? Okay, who want me white foul?
Why are you mama white
to be
foul?
fair, all I said was Jamaica. So I really won because I said Jamaica 1, 2, 3.
Yes,
I never said anybody. So
Michelle
I won.
Michelle won.
So send on me money, Leo. Don't play with me.
But yes, but we never bet money though, Michelle. It was phone. He said phone.
So send me phone, come give me. Send me damn phone, come give me. Send me phone, come give me.
Up here, bag of phone we have at Jamaica. You want one?
Yes, please, because I can't use it anytime I come down there.
I never buy one, put on for you when you come.
Any more comments coming in?
No,
everybody there.
Hey, everybody will watch. Well, how come no whole heap of people not viewing the show? When I look at the data on a weekly basis, I'm not seeing what is wrong. What we're doing wrong, Michelle or Leo? What we need to do?
First of all, we're not advertising the show.
Okay.
Second of all, right? Facebook has changed the way that it wants us to engage with their audience. They've changed the algorithm. So it's affecting our business.
So when you mean we don't advertise the show, what you mean? I don't know any way to set the thing so that people get notification, and people keep saying that they haven't seen a notification.
That's not
I
it.
don't
This
know how to.
notification is out. I can't put an event on Facebook anymore. Once upon a time, I could put an event on there. I just got off the phone with Xavier this morning, and I said, Xavier, I cannot put up an event on there because the event is what will allow it
The
to see a message.
notification.
I can't put an event up there anymore.
So how do we get an event note or posted?
I don't know because I can't even see the events. And he says he's going to check it out, but he says Facebook has changed a lot of things recently. I don't know what to do.
Well, people listening in, share and tell your family and friends and share.
So Leo,
Like,
if you can post the event, how do Michelle and I advertise it, and how do we get others to advertise it?
You have to put it on, take the flyer and put it on your Facebook page.
So we're not going to be able to put the topic.
And it doesn't matter. No matter what about the topic, send it to your Twitter and your LinkedIn and everything. Just like I do.
No, but some people want to know what the topic is going to be. It's important to me what the topic is. There's
Well,
some.
put the topic on top of it. Well, put the topic on top of the flyer. But take the flyer and do it.
Okay. All right. So we'll try that for Saturday. So each of us will just put our own flyers out to do
but
that.
then we have the group flyer that I did. Remember that one?
All right, just share that one and we can have that one. Mhm. All right.
What's on tap for tonight?
Well,
I don't want to talk about. I don't want to talk about the them dead murder business because it's horrible. I don't want to hear people getting chopped up on them. So that's just too horrible.
well, the other news is that dancehall entertainer Merciless found dead.
May he rest in. He was a part of my childhood.
Merciless, he come from country?
No, his songs,
Okay.
dancehall.
No, but it's a whole but things happen all in here. You never tell me. Policeman shot dead in Spanish Town.
Mhm.
Bad word fine coming for cabbies. Amidst
Good.
all the police is a bad word fine for cab drivers.
Oh,
Yeah,
you know what you might find interesting? Before you go on, you know what really interesting? Remember they're gonna start back the case with the gang, right?
Mm-hmm.
Today, they let us know that some of the men that they were charging with crimes were actually locked up in prison.
At the time of the things.
Yeah.
No,
After all this time.
That's the kind of cases. That's the kind of cases that police taking it to the court. That's the kind of case the DPP taking to court. It's
But
really
you can't take
horrible.
but even me know you couldn't take such a case. And the person you're accusing of being here, so was locked away at Her Majesty's convenience. It's not that he was in some private lockup where nobody know. At
Yeah,
Her
in some of
Majesty's
that country.
convenience. And you never know, and you've said this man is the man who do it. So it's going to raise so many questions within the justice system. One, what other mistakes have been made in the past?
A lot.
Whoa.
And they think
It's
you
not
have
when
people
they
that jump
come
up or lock them up.
to-
Like lock up people no. Once you suspect them, lock them up. It could come to you and your family, lock up for years with no charge. And then find out if you commit anything. So we have to be mindful of these changes that they're making to the laws and how it impacts people. And this is crazy, right here. Years they lock up and you just find out so they were in a jail. Come on now.
Wow. And in the midst of this, the Prime Minister said, don't deny students their education because of school fee. Well, how that even get into the real scheme of things right now? It's
Don't deny what? Don't deny what?
Students, he's warning administrators whose budgets may have been affected by government no tuition policy. This is old news. So this is just so old news. Sure. Whilst in the midst of it, people found dead, people chop up, and you're telling me four bodies found in search for missing men. Shootout in Sam Sharp Square. Gosh.
Well, let's scratch that and let's make a bet again on Shelly and
I don't feel bet against this woman.
Elaine. I am betting. I am betting because Elaine not coming in third, and she's not coming in second, and she's not coming in first. She's coming in fourth.
All right, so that's your bet. We note it.
Remember we said that, you know?
I understand. Or you go from one Elaine to be your wife to being so harsh on her.
Because me jealous about your husband.
Yes, a typical man, you're not typical man. Typical man.
Ooh,
Him
so you don't want her to be successful because
That's
she
it,
can't be
she
can't
married.
survive?
She should not have left Francis. Francis Carrier got 10.54. Him
Yes.
can't carry her go nowhere.
But you
But
know,
we don't know
Leo,
the conditions that she was under. And basically,
No
they
matter.
said, but they said she have her husband, but she's still using the same technical team.
The husband a gangster. And him,
you can't say that. Let us
He's
just
not
take
no
that back. We do
gangster.
not know
Come
that.
on.
Let us
He's
take
no
that.
gangster. He's no gangster.
Please, we wish to apologize for that. We can't attest
He's
to
no
that. So
gangster.
let us just withdraw that.
But
comment.
Shelly did the same thing. Didn't Shelly leave for a while? People were saying Shelly would not have made it.
find out the mistake.
And look
come
what
back.
she did.
I
No, she don't
find
go
out
back.
the mistake.
No,
and
she's with another. No, she's with
Another
somebody
club.
else. She's in another club because a new runner just signed to her club. She never
Yes.
went back.
Francis a train Shelly.
No,
Francis.
no, she's left. She
I'm gonna
left.
find it for you.
What
Well,
new
let
club
me-
was she in?
She left the track club, but different. Still
No,
Francis a
Francis
trainer.
not trainer. Francis trained Sharika. She
Yeah,
not
Francis
trained.
Sharon Sharika.
Never go. And after the same treatment she left. The same treatment what Elaine had. Everybody left him for the same reason. Remember, Asafa left him. Everybody left him for the same reason. Anyway, I just want them to do well.
Yes.
Bring
Not
home
doing
the
that well. Not doing that
silver
well.
and the bronze. And
Just want to sweep again.
but look how long Elaine leave him. How when she went to the Olympics, she never with Francis.
No, she
She was
wasn't.
with her husband. No man
But
she
then
leave him.
she really still had I suppose, the remaining training and skills and guidance from him.
But our
yeah,
technical team are still the same.
Everybody have to learn from have to go through a phase that there at some point in time that you just want a change, and she wanted her change. She's getting her change, and we just have to wish her all the best. And if it is for her professional development not the best decision, that she will come to realize that in due course and take the corrective actions that needs to be taken. But
everybody can't leave Francis just so when they reach. There's some reason why everybody always leave Francis.
yes,
Some reason.
to look at himself too, because
Yeah. There's a reason why everybody leave. Cause even that girl that used to jump, what's your name? Milane Walker?
Kappa.
No, Walker.
Oh,
The one before, like
yes.
He
She
like
had-
everybody always left, like and stuff. Everybody always leave. Why?
Mm.
Oh, thank you so much, Karen. She says, I've actually shared the show. There are people tuning in, but not logged into YouTube, but they're there. Thank you so much, Karen. You're such a lovely lady. Thank you.
Thank you, Karen.
Thank you. Karen Frey Rowe. Thank you so much.
All right, some more comments. VM said, Arlene said, Leo, come on, trunk, sir. VM said, none was sent out today. Carlene said, good night. Let us talk. World champions in Eugene. Lorna said, hello, guys. Good to see you. I'm checking in to get all the news from Jamaica.
You don't want those news. You don't want that news today.
I want them
You don't want them kind of news today at all. You don't want that
No,
about it at all.
beg you tell me how much pepper you pick and how much tomato you get.
Actually, I sent you guys a video today of a woman who was talking about the impact of reggae music on the psyche of children and the psyche of people driving in taxis. You remember? Did you guys listen to the video?
No, I didn't see. But what is the data source? Was she doing a study?
She said that. When you're going into a taxi, you hear the songs about women's private parts and the man's private part, a bounce up on the woman private parts and all them stuff there. That's what you hear in a taxi where all the school kids, the buses where drive on the road, that's what you hear all over the place. And she says that has to have an effect on people. The ones who talk about how much gun we them put in a woman mouth and how much they use gun and box down woman all that stuff there. And people are singing and dancing to this stuff. And I wondered, what is it that we are listening to? Once upon a time, when I was growing up, them they sang the band. They couldn't even make it to ear. They couldn't even make it past Dan tapping. Eh? But now all of these songs are out there playing free willy like it's nothing.
Now we are complaining with a play free willy.
Free willy. Exactly. Achoo, achoo. And
Taxi men are not regulated because I like the radio. Whether you have, the body that governs, it's just them playing their music. So they're not really regulated. They play on CD or whatever they play their music. So they just play whatever. But I don't see nothing wrong with the music. Half of the songs them I used to sing, I didn't know what they meant until now.
Yeah, but
So
the truth is though, I want to agree somewhat with Leo that there is and even without the data, just a casual survey will tell you that there is moral decay stemming from the lyrics that these children are listening to and emulating, because a lot of what they hear they want to act out, and oftentimes
you
it's
know what?
about gun this and gun that, or man
You're
under this
right.
and man I do this and man upon this I do this and man under this so I do that, and so they all just trivialize these actions, whether they're sexual or just sexual connotations, or is a gun connotation or murder connotation. They trivialize it in the music or seemingly trivialize it. But when the young impressionable minds consume it, it comes out differently.
it's
So
it's a
So
it's a
that's
it's a
thinking that's
hor- it's a horrible thing to hear. It's a horrible thing to, because I play music and sometimes me play and one of them get up, me have to cut it off same time. Because to me alone, me a listen, me a big man. And everybody will listen to me a big people. But somehow it don't come across right when me a listen to it. So I cut it off. And I can imagine what is going on with a child's mind when they're listening to this kind of music that you're not ready for. You're not ready for. All we're asking as parents to do is to send our kids to school so that they can go learn. By the time they reach a school, everything. Listen. We have kids in grade that are 2 years old to 6 year old, and we say the best way to teach them is what? Through what?
music.
Through music. The best way to teach our kids is through music. What are we teaching them?
I think Leo, that couple, Michelle, Michelle has a comment that she itching. I see her smirking.
no, it's while he's talking. I just was like listening to some older songs like from the 70s. And I'm like, I do see where you say it influences the generation. Because when I listen to those songs, like this song that says, "It's loving you is wrong, I don't want to be right." It's saying like this married man is dating this other woman. And you see, for a while, women used to love date married men because they think it's okay. And then another song with Shirley, when Shirley go beat up this other woman because this other woman is taking. So it's like, yeah, the music does influence, because I see a generation where everybody was just loose and no morals. And then now we come down to the gun generation, which like
What morals are you talking about that was not there? I
yeah,
help
the
you here.
family
What are you talking
decay,
about morals?
the family decay, where this married man was saying to this woman, "Is loving you is wrong. I don't want to be right," and tricking this woman to date him. And then you start seeing a
So what's wrong
lot
with
of
that?
women
What's wrong?
marrying
Okay,
this.
compare that.
No,
Compare that, Michelle. Compare
get
that.
to the
Leo, she's on your
moral.
side.
Compare
Let her
that.
finish.
Okay,
She's
Yeah,
on your
compare that,
side.
Michelle.
okay.
But she's
I'm
supporting
agreeing
your
with you.
perspective, Leo. She's
No, 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 no,
Okay,
no, no, no.
okay,
No,
so that's okay. And
no, no,
people
no, no,
love
no,
the
no, no, no,
different
no.
people. That's
Michelle,
okay.
Michelle, that to me that is
No,
that is what you call minimizing
No,
I,
I'm not. I'm not.
yes, you
I'm
are. You're
saying.
minimizing something
No,
that
it,
really
it
don't
no,
mean
it,
that
it
don't mean
honestly, it
anything.
does. It does.
No.
No, no, man,
No.
that don't mean anything.
All of
We're
the
talking
things
about
is on Woodstock.
violence. We're talking about
Woodstock.
violence.
Okay,
No,
let's
but
talk
she's
about
talking
this.
about the
Woodstock.
issues as she saw them versus the issues. No, so allow her to finish.
Let me
Yes, she did.
exactly,
No, she
exactly.
not.
It led to the moral decay of family where people were dating. You're married and you're dating multiple women, having multiple children, and think it's okay. Destruction of society from the 76. Then you had another generation, the Woodstock generation, that were singing about drugs, right?
Yes.
And then everybody was taking drugs, right? And
Right.
just sleeping with everybody, AIDS rampant all over. So yes, you are right. The
Oh,
music,
thank you for supporting me. Thank you for the support.
but your
Thank you.
generation started it. That's my
Uh,
point.
see, see the sarcasm. Yeah, that's what I'm telling you. Shit, you're minimizing something that is
But
very
it is
serious.
serious.
You are,
It is serious
and
though.
it's a very serious. It's a very serious topic.
It
No,
is
but she's
music.
not. No, but
To
she's not.
compare something as much as putting a gun in somebody's mouth. Listen to this. But a girl, I listen to a song where the guy I tell you say him putting gun in at the girl mouth to blow
But
off
Leo,
her head.
to
I
be
am saying to
honest,
you, what
but
the
to
hell
be
is this?
honest though, Leo,
This is
that's not
foolishness.
no, but to be honest, those things have been happening from in the 80s, the
We're
90s,
not
and I'm
talking
not
about what
saying,
was happening in real life. We're
but I'm
talking
saying
about
it
our
was
kids.
happening
We're
so.
talking about our kids at age 2 to 6. That's what I'm talking about.
But
Driving down the street inside of a minibus, inside of a taxi, and listening to
changed
this.
though.
That's
It
what I'm
hasn't
talking about.
changed. Yeah, but I'm saying it hasn't changed. Because when I was growing up, I used to hear all these songs. It hasn't changed. Every generation have these music that they listen to that influence
That's
a
so. What
generation.
I'm saying,
So it
I'm
hasn't
saying that
changed.
there's a problem. We have a problem because we're letting
But
the dogs
again,
out.
Yeah,
but Leo,
but the
but
difference
Michelle is
is
right. Michelle is right that there is moral decay along every generation. And
exactly.
what we are fed differ from one generation to the next. In her days, the emphasis was that it was okay to date somebody who is married or for a man to have multiple relationships. And it's okay. And that was being advocated. No more than ever, there is more of an emphasis on gun violence. And the truth is, as I listen to you make reference to the man saying that he put his gun in the mouth of the woman to blow off her head or something, it has a double connotation. It is not even just simply the physical gun thing that they're talking about, but it has a sexual connotation as well. And it depends, they will say that they sang it from that perspective, but it is so
I don't think kids get to that other
but
conversation.
you don't worry about that.
Kids
I think
don't.
they do.
Yeah.
Some do.
But
Because
the
again, the
thing,
family structure and support
What
is
whichever
exactly.
conversation is
No,
incorrect.
yeah,
Whichever
because the thing
conversation
is
is.
that I listen to all those music. Like I used to hear, was it lady song like Jackie Top sitting at dig out the red? I didn't know what it meant because how I
That's
was
not Lisa. That's not Lisa.
remember. But you tell me a
That's
musician
get it right. Get it right.
all
who
right. It's
said it?
Patra.
No, it's
Patra.
not. When you say jack it up, is
Yeah.
remember my
Jack
name,
it
one
up,
man.
dig out the
Mackerel.
red. All of like those songs, like me, like I listened to them, but I was not living that because of how I was raised. So I knew better not to support
Not
those
everybody
songs.
raised like you, Michelle. Not
No, but
everybody raised like you.
but
At all,
doesn't
at
mean
all,
that
at
my
all.
race school. Me sure said that then I hear the same songs and she not acted out, did she?
You don't know what you're talking about.
But we have
I
like
did
even like my
not, Leo.
friends.
I did
Exactly. You know
not
you don't know what you're talking about. Then I don't know what the hell you're
Ragabe,
talking about. Jack it up, jack it
Ragabe.
up.
But
I
the
don't.
thing is this. The thing is this. Like I have friends. Like we are professionals. You will hear us bumping this music, going to court or going to work and play. But in
Michelle,
our
not everybody no grow like you. You can't compare
exactly what I'm
you
saying.
to
As my friend,
the rest of everybody in Jamaica. You cannot do that. You cannot compare
because
yourself.
my mother raised me
With,
good.
that's
Because my
exactly
mother
right.
raised me good and me
Your mother
granddad.
was upper class
No, my mother
To
was
the rest of
selling
Jamaica. I'm tell
auntie.
you.
My mother was
To
selling
compare to the rest of Jamaica, your mother are upper class. Take comments.
does
Take
not
some
true.
comments. Take some comments.
Okay.
Remember,
Jacqueline said good night, everyone. Paula Chambers said good night. Cheryl said Leo, I who Leo fight with. Donna said,
We fight every night. Me cuss every night. Anytime come to kids, when it come to pick me
oh, let
cuss.
me some part. Let me some part. Lorna said, bad man Leo. What you have against Manchester people? Elaine is going to win the 200-meter race. Jamaica is 1, 2, and 3. People don't just leave coaches for no reason. Sometimes things happen, but they don't say.
Yes.
Cheryl said, okay, Marie, Cheryl. Lorna said, we do know that children act out things in the songs. Occasionally, I listen to some music and have to put myself on probation after.
Oh, that's
Jacqueline said,
different
I
church.
love old school. Cheryl said, I would want you and my sweetheart to be friends. Exactly.
Exactly.
Garvan said,
The
reggae
song say, I would like you and my sweetheart to be friends.
Exactly.
That's
But
the
and
you
you know
know,
only
what?
way our jealousy. A good way for
You
some jealousy.
support them slap
What
this
I
the
say?
door. You support them
Hmm.
slap this the door.
Yeah.
Garvan said reggae music died in 1985. Garvan said Praga Benz. Jesse said
Praga
Beatles
Benz. Thank you. Thank you very much, Garvan. The jacket up is Praga Benz,
music.
not
And
ladies.
ladies are the sing if
then
you
it's
want
not
No,
talk
live.
about that
I don't mind
Julio.
whatever falls.
ladies
Let
are
me sing
worse.
it.
Ladies
Ladies
are
are
worse than
funny.
that. Ladies are worse than that.
What you
Let
mean?
me
What
still,
Ladies
is
let me
are
still love her. Me
10
still.
times worse?
Huh?
yeah, exactly.
What is
The-
worse than that? Is like
exactly.
saying whether or not you tell a lie is a little lie or is a big lie or is a white lie. What is it? Is it
I
a
said
lie?
her songs are worse. The words of her songs are worse than what we just hear.
No, no, no. Lady Saw songs, I found no challenge with one and two of her songs.
You don't even know. You don't even know ladies are song.
What? Of course, I
Yeah.
know Lady Saw
You
songs.
don't know ladies are song. Don't give me no argument on this. Okay, I'm not gonna argue with you on this. You,
Yeah. Ladies are with our serious allegations. We could sing them, but we never act them up. But you're right. It's how people are raised and how the support of the family, and you know how the morals you teach your children in the home.
And
So
the
when you go out,
reinforcement
they
in
know
school. And the
exactly,
reinforcement of it in school and church is important. And I think that's where
exactly.
we've experienced in this decay. So it's not the content in and of itself that is causing all this murderation or all this bad
I
behavior.
can't say that. I can't say that. I can't say that.
Yes, but I can say it and I'm saying it. I am
Yeah, but you not no proof about that. You can't
disagreeing.
say. You say. Okay, you should say. I am not sure that the content is, but you can't say that it is not the content. What the hell? Who
I
you
So
think you
based
are?
I
on her
wish to hide
experience,
my hypothesis is this, and I wish to theorize alongside my fellow researcher Michelle that in the decay that we see evidenced in our society, the levels of violence exhibited in schools and in home is a reflection, one, of the content of songs being listened to, two, the fact that children or those being influenced are unable to decipher what is really wrong from what is really right because they
exactly.
don't have that guidance
Guidance,
at
exactly.
home that we, Michelle and I, again, my fellow researcher, experienced when we
Well,
were.
I want to. Are you a prime minister and vice prime minister or not a researcher? Because we can't be both, you know. Yeah,
Yes, we are
prime
prime
minister
ministers
don't
that
do research.
research.
But
We
that's how
are
we did a
prime
good job.
ministers that research.
Exactly. That's how we're doing a great job.
Can you
Can
can
connect.
can you take some comments from YouTube and the other
We
place,
are
then
prime
please?
ministers that research.
I mean,
When we
I,
talk, we're not detached from the people. When we talk, we know
Ah,
where they're coming
here,
from.
here.
That's what YouTube said.
Jesse Smith said, Leo, Leo, cool.
who said that?
Jesse.
I don't see any comment on YouTube. I see people are on watching, but I don't see any comments. We're
You,
here.
you must have all the people who can type, they don't go look picture with
Hey, so I
they
think
look
what
at
happened.
emoji.
No, there was a guy. There was a guy on. I don't know if you saw the guy in St. Mary yesterday. I think he was on a PNP bandwagon somewhere, and he was trying to make an explanation of something that's going on in his
Oh, the
community.
stuttering guy.
And in dumb, no dumb, stutter. He
Stutter.
stuttered. Yeah, he stuttered. And it take about 5 minutes to say one word.
We're not laugh. I want disability.
I'm
Let me
not
stop.
laughing at him. I really, let me tell you. When I saw him, I had to
Crazy.
watch it. I applaud him. I applaud that guy because he is trying to get over his his challenge.
disability.
Yes, he's trying to get over his challenge, and he's not afraid of doing it. And that's
Exactly.
that is what I really appreciated with him yesterday when I
Yes,
saw
I
him.
admire that about him. Like,
Mm.
regardless of his stuttering, he said what he had to say
Said
and he got his message across.
what I was really happy for him. I was so happy for him. Oh my God, it was really nice.
I admire. And you know what funny, Jamaican people just evil. Like when you have a stutter, they make fun of you. Like, but he did his thing.
He
Like
didn't
I guess
care. He
he
didn't
never
care.
care.
He just
He
went on, and he said,
takes
Or why do
five.
you say that he didn't
he said,
care?
yeah, yeah, but it was nice.
Well, probably it's not a matter that he didn't care. I would want to look at it that he had that self confidence. He
That's what
was
I'm
Yeah,
saying.
confident.
confidence. I
Yeah,
love
That's
that.
but
that's
it's not
what
that he didn't care. It's that he felt confident.
that's the same thing.
No,
You
it's
just
not.
said one negative and one positive. That's it.
No, but you see, that's why we want to
I
look at
don't
it
care
from.
what people say means that I am confident about what I am saying.
No, it could mean that you are arrogant and aggressive and crude and rude and
I am
rude.
still confident about it.
No, but it could mean that you are really indifferent, not that you're confident in a good way, but you are
Diana, it
arrogant.
don't matter if it's good, confident, good or bad. Me this
Matter in
confidence.
this society that
Are
we're
you?
in, that the message is more positive than negative. So you want it to be that you are confident, not arrogant, because people are not going to
He
take you.
could not be arrogant. He could not be arrogant.
And
With
it don't have to
his,
be that he's been like you, cantankerous.
but I'm saying that he
But
could not be
somebody
arrogant
actually
at
said
all.
that.
He
Cheryl
could not be
said,
arrogant.
Leo, you're too cantankerous. Never keep quiet. They say, Leo, keep your voice down a bit.
Oh God.
But they're going to say,
If I keep my voice down, who do not like me? Okay? If I keep my voice down, I'm going to be quiet for one whole show. And
you
then,
can't be quiet for one. Well, I sure not
so
know.
why you tell me to be quiet for them? Because me is me. Me about
We would
me.
have to go run, go send Cheryl to my house to check your blood pressure. And then we Leo dead.
Garfan said, Jamaicans from them small love to make fun of the less fortunate till they grow up when they should
Yeah.
know better. That's true.
Yeah,
Like,
I
yeah.
will let that part of our culture never change, yeah. Never change.
But then say I want like an endurance for like a lot of people. Cause when people talk about how people like somebody may have like one half a hand and then call him half a hand. But to him, yeah, as a child, but then he make him like, push him to do everything and he all right. And then you have people we call you like you have, like I have blinky. But like I want
Dumb if you're dumb, you're dummy.
yeah,
If you have one hand, you're one. If you have one
yeah,
eye, you're one. That that kind of
right.
others. They really
Exactly. And
wicked.
they make fun. I just hope them
Jamaicans
Jamaicans
wicked
live with
bad.
trauma. Yeah, they not even care.
No.
After
Do
they
you
just
think that
make
they
fun
say
of
it
you.
because they're being
I think after being called one for a long time, what happened is that you just accept it.
Yeah. And you just move on with life. You can't face anything.
No,
But
you're
I
not
think that's
moving
how
on.
Jamaican overall deal with trauma. Because in some situation when they're not supposed to laugh,
We
like them
laughing
a make
away.
joke of it, like one carry turnover and people roll over dead. And then somebody will find joke in it, like I tell a story, and you're like, no, but I just how they deal with trauma, I guess. It's just a way of how they handle trauma. Jamaicans to me.
So
I make fun.
I was reading a part of my and I'll tell you a part of my book this morning as we're going through. And there's a part in it that I'm gonna share where I when I was about 9, I used to have money to go to school,
money
and
from.
I could have bought 3 patties, 4 patties,
Yeah,
and
ma.
Where you
everything,
get money
right?
from? Where you get that the
Yeah,
money
I mean,
That
from?
is none of your business.
Me say where you
Okay?
get the money
And
from?
mama give me my money.
oh, that's
Mama
scamming.
never want me to eat at the canteen. He didn't want me to eat at the canteen. So he give me money.
Ooh.
Every day, mama give me money. Me don't know which
Your
part he give
man I
me
never
money.
want you to eat bulgur and brown rice
No,
and
he never got me just laugh after people who eat bulgur and this thing.
Uppity,
slush.
uppity, uppity,
Yeah,
uppity.
of course. When me see them a eat, when me go home and tell mama say the dumpling them big so, fried dumpling them. That means she tell me say what them put in it was baking soda
Eh,
to make it get big.
eh.
it work on your mind to say you get something big so your belly will full at the end of at the end of eating it. And so I recalled that there was this guy named Kali, my good friend. We lived in a same yard, and Kali would go to school with me every day, to and fro until grade 4. At the end of grade 4, we weren't friends anymore. And
That's
and
your
and
friend again after
I
grade
would
4.
I'd promise him patty. I promised him a patty. So I bought 3 patties a day, eat 2 and give him 1. And one day me buy the 3 patty, and somehow me never see him when me come back and me eat half the patty.
Craven.
The man kick me and beat me somewhere, right? And when me things ain't done, we go in a class. Me answer one question and sit down back on him pencil. That's what I was reading this morning. So, I mean, if I ever see no me, can you
Living life.
if I
And
ever
that's
see no
very,
I beat
that's
him,
a twisted mind.
I beat
Like
him
how is
wicked.
he? Yeah, how is he right now? What is
Me don't know,
twisted?
and me don't know what's part in there,
That's
but
a
me never
twisted
see.
mind to do something like that.
Exactly, miss.
People,
Listen,
when I owe him nothing, entitlement, you bust your ass and then owe him a party, you're doing it for your nice. And then
But
you know,
then
bust your
he's
ass.
created a habit. He's established a norm, and
Yeah,
and
but you know,
he
owe him.
normalized the
he
sharing,
was depending on the party. He was
and he
depending
was
on the party.
But
dependent on it.
I
He
say,
definitely was. And so,
You should have kept the party.
but Miss the teacher was Miss Gabby. Miss Gabby taking us in Jesus Christ when she done with him. I mean, she put the one leather strap, one long leather strap, but 1/4 inch thick, and she put on the leather on him, and then put him in one corner and tell him to turn the first idea. For that, me I tell him that.
So Leo, you never feel bad for him at no point when
I
him
felt bad for him. I felt real when him start get lick because Miss Gabby lick, and
sorry.
enough lick I get, ask anybody who go to school
Sorry.
with me. When she lick you, you get lick. I'll lick you for 10, 15 minutes.
Just stay a lick.
I don't know, that boy is so contested. Find him because I want to know if he's in jail or something. He's a little
No, and
twisted.
he's not in jail. It's Leo's
No, man.
fault because one day you make him get that
Twisted.
unnecessary.
No, I mean, cause it.
Depends to fill you sit down on Mr.
I mean,
Party.
cause it. Well, me never expect the pens because I
Oh my
thought
God,
when we
you victim
done.
abuse.
So Leo,
It's
it did
your,
just joke you in your
you're
bottom good and papa.
victimized.
Now answer that question, there, Diana. Come to business. You can sit down on the
You're
pencil.
victimized.
So
And then they
Leo,
say
if
it's
you
my
want to know,
fault.
you still have a
Therefore,
other hole in your bottom.
yeah, Mr. Partner about the pencil. Cheryl said, love
Why
you,
did?
Leo.
Eh?
Said, Leah, your voice is too strong. BM said, we'll like it just the same. Garban said, I hate that about with people. They should encourage instead. I think that's why there's so much anger and resentment there. Garban said, when we did they ask, oh, you went to Calabar. Me used to love go buy chicken and dumpling from a lady we call Mama. What a gravy nice. Paulette said, Leo, that's disturbing. Exactly. It's very disturbing what this boy did. I would like to know how he turned out in life. BM said, love your lightning, doctor. Diana. He said 2 times VM. Acknowledge it, Dr. Diana. He said it
Well,
twice.
I thank you very much. I spent some money and I bought some new cameras. And I'm happy that the lighting is working, particularly at night. Thank you
Oh
for
my.
noticing.
Them are roll.
And that's how she looking in real life. And that's how she looking in real life.
Them are roll.
Filter.
Leo. Mark say need earplugs because of Leo.
Well,
Them
well,
are
at least, well, Leo, the money was well spent.
Leo.
Mark gonna left Leo alone. Leo speak with a thunderous voice, and we have come.
No, Leo don't have no thunderous voice. They are put on a show. If I hear tune into Leo show.
Yeah,
Don't
you
tune
can be
into Leo
here when
show.
you talk to ladies.
Ladies.
I want to know.
Whisper. Then we're not giant, so we can hear you.
I like having a giant one, but it's too early night afternoon. But yeah.
Hey, Leo loving music, man. I always play. Has anybody out there? I mean, Leo shared his traumatic experience at the hands of his friends, but anybody else ever have nothing really, really bad happen to them?
Oh my God, I forgot that. You remember that Tanisha was coming on tonight?
Oh, Tanisha went to come back and tell us the rest of the
I
story.
remember she's supposed to come back tonight.
Oh,
Right.
gosh.
You're coming.
Oh, Oh, no, never remember that. Oh,
King
we
of
invite the
I
woman
left
on the show.
early.
I want
I
to
left
forget.
early. I left early. All Cheryl said, Garba said him first, just go not thunderous. Cheryl said, go back to topic.
all right, Sherry.
Oh my VM, sorry. Why do I always think VM is a guy? VM said, Michelle, please stop referring to me as a man.
Oh, yes, please. I would take
PM
really,
yourself is Victoria
I'd take,
Victoria.
yeah,
You don't know
I'd take
diva,
offense to
trust
that.
me.
I'd take offense to that all day long, VM. Okay, all day long.
Go away, Leo, before
So, sue our backside. Suar.
let us apologize for all the youth in the audience listening to that word. It's not a usual Jamaican word.
Which one?
Person in Ayata about that. Tanisha, how we usually behave much better than this. But just in terms of recap, for those persons who didn't join us last week, Saturday, we had the pleasure of listening to Tanisha. She shared her process of getting pregnant after a number of miscarriages and then having preemies that were a twin, a boy and a girl, and they came in at 1.5 pounds. Let me tell you, I would have probably get up and run at 1.5 pounds. It must have been scary when they handed them to you. And that they just celebrated their 8th birthday. And we were so happy. But now she's going to tell us a little bit more about, how it was that she made it through. Tanisha, welcome.
Yes.
Thanks for coming back.
Thank you. Thank you so much for having me. After all of the challenges that I had to have the kids and then going through, they came, as you said, they came 14 weeks early and they were 1.5 pounds. They spent 3 months in NICU. They had 4 surgical procedures, spent 3 months in NICU, 2 years in quarantine.
Oh, hold on. NICU is NICU.
NICU, yes, that's the neonatal intensive care unit.
Thank you so much.
Just for the record, we mothers understood.
We guys do not understand, okay? All right.
Yeah.
Garvan doesn't understand. All right.
Garvan knows very well. Leave Garvan.
So 3 months in NICU, 2 years in quarantine, and I spent 1 year sleeping on the floor in between their cribs because when they came home, they still had challenges. And one of the scariest things was that they would sometimes regurgitate in their sleep. So they'd be asleep and just start choking. And I'd have to give them CPR. And it always happened in the middle of the night. So
babies always get sick in the middle of the night.
Always in the middle of the night. But after going through all of that, I thought that the hardest thing that life could throw at me was already in my rearview mirror. And it was at that point that I realized that my husband and I were not on the same page anymore. So he moved north to be with his family, and I moved south, away from everybody. So I ended up in North Carolina, and it has trees and rain and good air quality and all that, all the things that the kids needed to thrive. But the problem was that when I got here, I had already given up my job to stay home and take care of them. Yes. So this is me, strong Jamaican woman. I can take care of everything. They say we suck salt through spoon. So
no, you have to be careful. You have to say it exactly. It's wooden spoon, so it's not even easy.
Yes. So I was determined that I was going to do whatever I needed to do to make sure that the kids and I were okay. And I went through, I lost count the number of rejection letters, could not get a job. And all of this time I was cashing at somebody's yard all of that time. And when I didn't have money for groceries, I'd have to go to the food bank. And there am I with my 2 master's degrees and all of my work experience standing in the same line with the drug addicts and the prostitutes and the homeless people, just trying to get my next meal. And when you are at that point, you realize that there are certain things that are not as important as you might think they are, because my qualifications didn't matter. When I was standing in that line, I was just another person that was there, trying to get help to see the next day, the next meal, the next day. So when I finally landed a job, I was going to be a receptionist. And this is coming from being pastoring my own church and being director of corporate communication for 30,000 members in the Central California conference where I was working. And from that to being a receptionist. And the CEO who hired me said, there's no way this woman with her 2 master's degrees is coming here to answer our phones. But it was that or go back to the food bank. So I squared my shoulders and I walked in. And every year that I was there, starting after my first 3 months, that took me up to June. And every June after that, I got promoted and I moved through the ranks until I was the first woman of color and the youngest person to be the president and CEO for the Chamber of Commerce where I was working. And I've moved on from there to now I'm president and CEO for my second Chamber of Commerce. And that's where I am now, the Greater Sandhills Chamber. And it's an amazing journey, to look back and see all the doors that were opened, but all of the prayer that, went in, and the grit and tenacity. And usually when I tell people my story, they say, oh, you're so strong and I wouldn't be able to do that. And, you're such an inspiration. But the truth is that all of us have it in us. And you don't know how strong you are until strong is the only option that you have. I mean, what else was I going to do? The kids needed to eat and I needed to take care of them for their first 2
Oh, you
years.
talk patois?
Huh?
Oh, me never do say talk patois. You say if you take care of them. Oh my God. Oh.
Leo, seriously, Leo. But for the first 2 years, somebody needed to measure out all of their medication and do all of the tests and take them to all of the appointments, and it needed to happen. And if I didn't do it, it wasn't going to happen. The thing for me is I had my mom was with me throughout all of it, and my friends always stayed close to me. I have one friend who, to this day, she says that I'm not allowed to disappear because every time I get quiet, something wrong.
I have a question.
Sure.
Because when we come to America and we go stay with family or friends and stuff and go sleep and then 2 weeks then give you, right? They don't tell you still 2 weeks then give you, and then you have to start fend for yourself. You have to start put food in the refrigerator, but pay electricity and pay a little bit of rent, or else go. How long you stay your friend at for?
I was with her because I moved in May and I didn't start working until February, and she never said anything.
She never kick you out?
February.
Make sure
Nothing.
That is what happens when she stay with her girlfriend them. No,
Yes.
if
that don't really matter.
Yeah, no,
Yes.
a lot of things are at play. One, she's a recently separated young woman. She has 2 children who are in need. No Jamaican Is a Jamaican friend?
Yes.
In
Yes.
Jamaica. In Jamaica.
Yes, man.
No good Jamaican woman.
All right, all right.
No,
That make it.
no good Jamaican woman going put her out.
Well, let me tell you something.
Mhm.
Who only a Jamaican woman would have put her out?
Yes, but you what me say? No
No
good
good
Jamaican woman
Yes.
will put her
Leo,
out.
Leo,
None.
so when them say good friend better than pocket money,
You
I
live
feel
it.
blessed.
You live it.
I feel blessed.
There
Yeah.
are lots of us here who can share stories of
Mm-hmm.
friendships that have withstood time, withstood financial competence, or any high levels of it, health and strength. There are some relationships that transcend all of those things. And Tanisha, clearly cultivated that kind of a relationship so that when she needed it, it never have to come from the person who she gave it.
So Diana, we can't come live with you. We can't come live with you.
That is a different relationship.
That's a
No, you
different
can
story,
come for
Leo.
2 weeks. In fact, things so bad at Jamaica, you can come for 2 days.
Oh my, I feel like I've been quiet. But I do agree if you have great friends, because I do have friends like that. Like when you go through something, money is not a problem, especially most of my
Mhm.
friends. They don't let you feel like you don't have it if they know you're going through something. If you call, if with my friends, if you call and say you want a place to stay, that's fine. Come, even have to buy food,
Mhm.
and you're good. I don't question it. And they reciprocate it. They do it if I'm in Jamaica or anywhere else. So that's how friends are. Good
Yeah.
friends, Leo. If you're a
There
good
Good
was,
friend,
friends,
there
Leo.
was sister like that. Yeah? There was sister like that, you see. Fear nothing about her to change. If she nice to you the first day, 50 years from now, if you're
Mhm.
there with her every day, she nice to you 50 years from now. That's who she is, right? But me
Mhm.
know other family member when you go in their house and 1 week they start push up their lip and they start get bigger
Mhm.
and bigger and bigger every day. And then you start to the eye them and you start to they start hide sitting at the refrigerator or they start lock the refrigerator and you're afraid to get up and walk because you don't want to wait up on them bed and all that. Man, I want to talk some old thing.
some comments that came
Yes.
in. Good night. Maxine said good night, everyone. Mark said Tanisha's story was powerful. Carlene said, welcome back, Tanisha.
Thank
Maxine
you.
said, congratulations. Shows that it's your why. Paulette said, welcome back, Tanisha. Paulette said, good friends would not put you out. Maxine said, true word, she's a good woman. Paulette said, your family will throw you out quicker than a friend. Mark,
Maybe a family me talk about.
Mark said, Leo, watch it. Garvan said, it's the yin and the yang, good and the bad. Good, God bless
Mhm.
her. Garvan said, true Leo. Maxine, thumbs up. Jesse said, yes, good friends will see you through when you're going through things.
Yeah.
Uh,
That's true.
You
I want
know,
to comment, Tanisha, that you
yes.
said that while you stood in the line, with those who would perhaps be deserving to be in the line than you are, having worked and studied so hard. But for me, I see a sobering reality that as humans, as accomplished women, there are times when we need the sobering to kind of
Mhm.
propel us to the
Mhm.
next level, because we
Mhm.
could be just get so comfortable. If things were running smooth, you wouldn't have no challenge and you
Mhm.
wouldn't cultivate the skills that you were forced to cultivate when you had to start as a receptionist in this chamber
Mhm.
of commerce that
Yep.
propelled you to that. If
Yep.
you had gone in and gotten a good job at secretarial position from then or something, you would have been happy and you'd be just content to stay there. So
Mhm.
those sobering moments can be very propelling.
Yes,
Yeah,
it
and that
is.
is true too. And it's motivation for a lot of people. Assume because they have the big degree, they have to start big. Because
Mhm.
look, you start small and look where you are right now. A lot of people don't
Mhm.
want to start right there to learn from the beginning. They want to jump in. So it's
Yep.
very telling. And a lot of people leave Jamaica, they come here with their degree and think they're better than certain jobs. Better than no job. You have to do what you have to do to
Start
survive.
where you are. Yep.
Exactly.
Well,
You know, and
it's a powerful story
yes.
for the lady who put her up. I'm
Yes.
not forgetting her because
No.
Yes.
you know Tanisha was the beneficiary, but
Yes.
she could have pushed out Tanisha anytime. But she
Yes.
didn't. She withstood herself, she withstood her ground, and she was nice to her right through. And
Supported
she
you.
supported her
Mhm.
all the way. That is the
Mhm.
thing that I'm going
Yes.
for here. But
Yes.
we ever gonna have some good we call it again, some good you're never gonna be like her. Because me kick you
Correct.
out right after 1 day and you're gone. 1 day.
Wow.
Really, Leo?
We,
Yeah.
Wow.
I know we know we're not
Right.
Michelle.
Now we know who not to
Thank you
call.
for the
Book
Yes.
me
support.
hotel. Book me hotel. Book me
But
hotel.
I want to go back to something that you said, Michelle, which is so true. And Diane, you touched on it too. And it's about getting comfortable in a position. A lot of times we shy away from stress because it makes us uncomfortable, but stress is a precursor to growth. Like shellfish, it isn't until they outgrow their shell and it starts getting really uncomfortable that they can shed that shell and grow a bigger, stronger shell. And so I had said on Saturday that what I went through changed the trajectory not just of my life but also of my ministry, because when I was going through that, there were times when I just wanted a break. I just wanted to stop just for one day. And I couldn't go away to like a retreat center and leave my kids. I didn't want to go to a spa because that's not really what I want. I didn't really want a massage and a mani pedi. I just wanted just quiet, just to de-stress, but I couldn't find anywhere that was like that. And so the last 6 years I've been researching stress recovery. And so now I'm a licensed counselor and I specialize in training stress recovery techniques, especially to professional women, because we more than anybody else know how to be hard on ourselves, and we don't pat
Wow.
ourselves on the back as often as we should. Um, and this is, I don't know, I can do a small plug, but last week I was invited by USA Today and the ABC Network to participate in a crowdfunding campaign that they're doing. It's called Community Thrives, A Community Thrives. And they are investing in projects that will transform communities. And my stress recovery center was picked as one of the projects that they want to work with
Congrats.
this year. So I'm really excited about it.
Yes.
I have 1 month to raise $30,000.
You have my dollar, you have my $1. $1, $1.
Thank
One
you,
dollar.
Leo. Thank you.
I need the virgin dollar. The virgin dollar.
They have to raise the funds and then they match it.
So
That's how it
no,
works.
if I can raise the $30,000, they will give me $100,000 on top of it.
Ah.
Yes,
Then we
so
cannot
it
just
will.
borrow the money and then have the money.
It needs to, no, they need to see unique donors, and they were very clear that any attempts to hide the source of funding,
All right, fine. So we're
or
going to do it the
to,
right way. Let me
yes,
get
or
this
to
right now.
fake yes, because
We can raise the funds outside of the US, so we can just anybody can contribute. So
Anybody
everybody
can
on the
contribute.
show, how do they get the money to you to support you? And do we get to say, okay, when you get the 100,000, how do you use that? Does it benefit projects that we can identify?
Me married door, me married door.
I thought you just wanted to plug me in.
$100,000, $100,000, $100,000. Ooh.
She have papers already, Leo. She don't need no paper.
So the project, it's called the Enclave, and it's a stress recovery center. And the one that I'm going to be starting locally is going to be a prototype for others that I want to do around the country. And of course, in Jamaica, I've already identified 2 locations in Jamaica where I want to open.
And you have to come out for the show because me and I had no conversation about Catholic College of Management. So you have to come out. You cannot have identity. So you have to
Everybody here, they pay $100,000. $100,000.
excited.
$100,000.
Yes. My eyes on the $100,000, but before I can get there, I need the 30.
32.
What's the
Yes, the
organization?
32.
How to
32.
So yes, so there is if you go to Community Thrives and in North Carolina, I'll actually post the link in I'll send it to you and you can put it in the
post it in the if you can post it here, Michelle will put it in the chat.
okay.
So if
All
you
right,
put it in
I'll
our
post
chat
it here.
and then with Michelle.
And yeah, so once they click on that, it will go directly to my project page and anybody can donate and you can comment and share. But this is when you think that 60% of people living in modern society identify as being stressed or burnt out, that is a huge cross section of the population. And I know what it's like to, feel stuck and just need some air, and so the center that I'm launching, it will have different rooms based on various themes. So if you want to go to the beach, for instance, we'll have a beach room, which will be climate controlled and
that look like a beach.
yes, and it will be, the floors will be covered with sand and it will be climate controlled and we'll use 3D projectors.
The sunlight, we just put one glasses over here and you look up in the air and you see sunlight, that kind of thing.
So,
It's just relax.
concept.
yes,
Relax.
and Leo, there's also going to be an indoor rainforest.
You forgot about birds.
Yes,
Oh,
with the sound of birds. So even, you might not be able to go to a Zen garden, to meditate, but you can, if you need to meet with your therapist, you can do that there.
Listen, let me tell you let me tell you what you need to do. Well, there's one good thing that you need to do. Go to Diana's house and wait until 6:00 in the evening and turn on your recorder, right? And then when you turn on your recorder, you can just now cover your face, come back America, cover your face with one dark thing, go to sleep and listen to all of the cricket them, and all of the bullfrog and the peony wall of them, because that's all in a fear house.
That must be very
She
relaxing.
turn it on for you right now. She can mute it right now, but she can turn it on for you. Got that me here.
Yeah.
So all right. So if you click on this website, right?
Yes.
It goes directly to how they could donate.
Yes, it it gives the summary of the project, the background to it, and the summary of the grant application that was put in.
Excellent.
So they have a series of awards that prizes that they're going to be giving out over the next month. They're actually giving away a total of $2 million over the next month, but the successful projects will have 2 opportunities to get additional funding. One from our local ABC and the local paper representative here, and one for the national award. So the national award is $100,000, and the local award, they can give any amount that they think is feasible to assist the project. But first we have to pass the minimum in order to qualify for the rest.
So
how long do you have to run?
Until the 12th of August, 1 month.
So we have a few more days. We have about 2 weeks. I just a comment that came into my phone. My friend Monica Danica, she's watching in Canada. So hi Monica, hi Michelle, hi everybody in Toronto watching. And she says that her late husband, was in fact a pound and a half when he was born.
Oh.
He was a preemie, and he spent two months in hospital before he was able to go home. He was born in Switzerland, so the technology there was up. Thanks Monica for sharing that story. I suppose there are lots of people who can identify with different stages of your struggles. and can share their stories. And I'm happy that you share
You
it.
know, generally you would think of dangers when it comes to preemie, right?
Yes.
And they have they have a second danger being twins,
Oh,
right? Being a twin. That
okay.
so but I'm so happy to see that they reach age 8 and they're
They're
doing
eight.
well because they've gotten over the danger part. So I'm really really happy for this. This is a great moment for me.
Yeah,
Yeah.
it is. And I remember driving them to school the day before their birthday, and we were in the car and we were singing, and that song came on, I Know Who I Am, and we were singing it together, and I was just telling them that, guys, you are literally a miracle. Like, you had less than a 10% chance
Yes.
of making it out of the hospital, much less getting to this point with no complications.
That not gonna hit them until them are like me age.
Yeah.
The
So
reality. Right now them have no fun and life is good and them have their mother
yeah.
and grandmother and everybody else.
I every now and then, because I have a box with like their first diaper, because their first diaper would have fit over 2 fingers. That's how small it was. And so
I had
have
a preemie
picture,
too.
yeah, with their
I
first
keep
diaper and their
everything.
last diaper. Yep. And and they
Everything.
have their preemie clothes, so they can see that my daughter can put her preemie clothes on her dolls. So
Yeah.
she knows, just how small she was, but it is just so amazing. They are empathetic and so caring and very protective. I call them frick and frack. They are just amazing, and it's never lost on me. They're not really lost on
So
me how blessed we are.
Tanisha,
Yeah.
I think that based on what I hear, Diana must have been a preemie too, because me hear say she born maga and little bit. I want to call him Beanie Boy. What do you call it again, Diana? Beanie Boy.
And let me tell you, you are not, Tanisha, you
Yes.
are not to let Leo know anything related.
Right?
And if you ever
You're a
introduce him to
preemie?
your friends, you never tell him anything.
But
So
Dr. Densha
I
know
am
better.
not answering no question.
Miss Preemie? Are you a preemie? Are you a preemie?
She said she not answer the question. You man said she not answer the question.
No, it's a badge of
Look how
honor.
much big, look
Yes,
how much
it
big
is.
and mature, and you want to go way back. Way back.
Oh, but a good thing. Cause my son is a preemie.
How
He's
early
4.
was he, Michelle?
He was 29 weeks.
Mm.
Yeah, so he was 2.5. But he's 4 now. He's really tall. He's doing
Amazing.
good. But I love hearing the preemie
2.5
story.
pounds when he was born.
Yeah, but then he lost it and he went to 1.9.
Oh.
And then he, yeah.
And then you have to start giving porridge.
Yeah,
Diana,
boy,
eat name picky.
boy, drink up your holy back caramel porridge.
Just
But
the milk.
I don't know. I never did ask whether or not I was a premier or anything, and nobody said so.
They would have told you then.
And they perhaps would have said it, but there are times when they're not going to share a certain story anyway, unless you ask them. And I've never asked. Yes, I was a small child, but I just thought I was small. That's it.
And those are the days that I would have liked her to, you know that, right? When she's small and cute.
Yeah. I know we're going to be wrapping up soon. The one
Yes.
thing that I want to leave with everybody, and it's on a lot of the promotional material that I use when I speak, is whatever it is that you're going through, remember, this is a step. It's not your stop. Whatever it is you're going through, if you're going through, keep going. It's just a step.
Then I write that down.
Not your
You should have copyrighted it. You should have copyrighted it.
No,
Okay.
because me registered tomorrow.
Yeah, she has your school tomorrow. This is a step, not your stop.
Yes, this is a step, not your
stop.
stop.
Not a stop, people. Not a stop.
Not
But
the
I
stop.
want to
I love
ask
that,
you.
Tanisha. I really
So
love
do you
that. That
still,
is
yeah, do you still
really
do
cool.
ministry? That's
I
what I
do.
want to.
Yeah,
So let me
I
tell you
do.
now,
I do one-on-one counseling and I specialize in stress recovery and trauma recovery. And I also speak. I don't.
Oh, by the way, she's
church,
the
but
Adventist.
I do speak.
That's some of the Adventist.
Yeah.
Yes.
I lie. I am too.
Yes. Yes, I pastor. Yeah,
I'm Catholic. I'm Catholic.
Oh man. See, that's good. That's why you're good people.
Yes, surrounded by good people.
Yeah.
Leo, you need more Adventist friends.
No, this is the point at which Tanisha have to leave the show.
Yes, that's exactly right.
As
I
a
told you I'm
good
Catholic.
practicing Roman Catholic.
Catholic,
All
exactly.
the
Oh
days
yeah,
of my life,
I'm Roman
I
Catholic.
having cultivated diverse relationships
Yeah.
amongst the diverse faiths and beliefs.
You
And
know,
Yes.
all
Look
I
at me.
can say, and
Look
that
on
I
me.
need more
You know,
Adventist
Look
friends.
on me.
Yes,
you know what
I
I
need
could
some
say?
good people.
I'm
in
a
there.
good friend. I'm a good friend.
Tanisha, this is what we need to understand. The church try with Leo,
Yes.
7-day school. And look, Dr. Diana was 7-day college. And look, we try. I only try.
And I won't hold it against you, Tanisha, because I love your story. I love the resilience that you
Thank you.
clearly cultivated and hold steadfast.
I will not take no comments for.
Oh,
Funny
Michelle,
enough,
Michelle,
comment.
Michelle, comment, tell comment for them most of
Hold on there. Oh man, what happened to my phone? Hold on.
Well, let me help you out. Paulette says, so true, family is not for you. So true, Leo, family is not for you. Anything can happen to anyone at a time. We must be humble and grateful, Paulette says. VM herself says she would not have such a powerful story. So true, Paulette Mascot says. Paulette Chambers says, congratulations. Michelle shared the guys in the chat on Facebook. There is the funding thing, support seed funding. Cheryl Stewart is lamenting that I have been exposed and Leo is scandalous. Dr. Diana exposed Leo scandalous. Thank you, Cheryl, so much. Hi, Cheryl. Maxine says, I was born preemie. Also, really, Maxine?
Ooh.
How old are you now? And you know how many pounds or ounces you were?
I can tell you what Maxine's age is because her
No,
name
you
is
never asked her
Maxine.
her age.
No,
She just
Leo.
said that. She just said that.
No,
You
but
just
you don't
asked
need
the
to
woman
tell
that.
when Maxine age, Billy.
Oh, but she named Maxine. Oh, so names tell your age. You didn't know that. Your name tell your age. You didn't know that.
Jeez.
So she born between this a time and that a time to be called Maxine.
Maxine.
Yeah. Tanisha, look on Tanisha. You born between
Yes.
this a time and that a time to be called Tanisha.
Yes.
Well, I don't know about Diana. That I'm like from 1926. You know.
Yes. When people gave people real names. Gavin says, have a blessed night, everyone. Tanisha, God bless you and your twins. They are born to be. May the hand of God rest on them, Gavin. A preacher tonight. Hi.
Yeah, mom. You remember
Says,
Gavin is a pastor, you know. Gavin is a pastor.
Paulette said, really no, Leo. Maxine's
And the
laugh
pastor.
out, Leo. Colin says this is just a step, not a stop. Tanisha, well, you sit on them, it's still write it down. Cheryl said, Kuya. Mark says, don't ever tell Leo nothing. Zero. Maxine says, I am 50. She never know nothing about her. She said,
I told you. I could have, that's it.
anyway.
Corrupt
Wonderful.
anyone.
Well,
Was
I don't
good.
know.
Yeah.
It was a good show. Tanisha, thanks again for sharing
Sure.
this.
It's my pleasure. Thank you for having me.
I wanted to ask, will you start back at church?
Patricia 70.
Oh,
I'm-
then she can have our own church. How much of them I walk around with church and have jet plane?
What they call
It's
it?
like, I'm a jet plane. You know the jet plane.
Leo.
Yeah. She not the jet plane thing. Me not the jet plane. No, just, me I left Diane. Me I back to her. Jet plane.
All right, Leo, after we get the 100,000, we can talk. Pastoring a church, I'm not sure. I've had I've gotten a couple of calls. Up to now, I haven't taken any.
Okay.
Primarily
Then you wouldn't
because
start
I
your
really
own church.
enjoy. No, I probably wouldn't start my own church.
Okay.
I really enjoy working one-on-one
Okay.
with people, and even if I'm having a bad day,
Yeah.
working with my clients, it energizes me. And it's funny because I'm taking on all of their stress. I'm listening to, people vent all day, but it
But you
energizes
enjoy it.
me. Yeah.
Well, is your calling, I suppose.
Yeah.
Leo mentioned your friend, and it kind of reminded me as he spoke how she took you in and took care of your needs, of the whole story of the Good Samaritan. That
Mhm.
really and truly your friend, if we were to rewrite your story, it could fit blop into the Bible's Good
Yeah.
Samaritan. And it is good that in our days and in our age here now, within this phase when everybody's saying that the society is so horrible and people are so insensitive and
And then
unkind,
selfish and own for themselves.
that
Yeah.
we
Mhm.
have such a story that you could share. And
Yeah.
we celebrate your friend. One day we hope to meet her and crash
Mhm.
our couch.
Actually, I want to hear. So I want to hear some of the stories that
Yes.
that took place between May and
February.
from
February.
her perspective, not
Yes.
yours. I don't tell us lie. More hear from she, right? What the stories are. All right.
Well,
So
I'll tell you this. She is an amazing woman and an amazing friend. She's currently serving in the military. She's deployed right now. She is
What
in
we're praying for,
she's
into
man.
in
into
Dubai.
into secretive, into secretive. We
She
can't.
is
She not come
she's
on the
a
show.
Not gonna
military
tell me nothing.
chaplain.
Yeah, he not tell me nothing at all.
I
No.
see our other co-host Hadron is on. Hi H. How are
Who?
you? It's so good to see
Oh.
you.
Yes.
I was asleep.
All right.
Ladies and gentlemen, thank you so much for joining us
Just a
tonight.
few more comments. Read
Okay.
Cheryl says, thoroughly enjoyed. Maxine says, thank you for this show. Paulette says, Tanisha, blessings to you and your twins. And
Thank you.
everybody says amen to that. And for all our friends on YouTube who Leo can't read your comments because he doesn't read well, we thank you for being there. We thank you for sharing. For those who are on our phones, like Michelle and Monica over in Canada, thank you guys for being there.
And
Amen.
Karen, thank you. Karen is actually Seventh-day Adventist too. She went to school with me, but
I am
she
going to seek out some of my Roman Catholic friends to join me on this
Yes.
show.
yeah. We need some representation.
Yes.
Yes.
Yeah.
And to my Jehovah Witness friend too. Yes.
Have a nice night,
Yes.
ladies and gentlemen. And we really enjoyed you too. Have a nice evening. Bye bye
Good
now.
night, everyone.
Night
Have a
night.
good day.